Hello people, today this is Zoe the Animated Oven, and for today I'm here to review chapter 1 of a new manga series that just came out on Tuesday. I was originally going to review this on Wednesday after the chapter was released, but unfortunately I never got timed around it because I was really busy with the whole school, and not to mention this is my final year in high school. So yeah, I was really busy, so I do apologize for that. But for today, this is a late chapter review, and I know most people had a lot to talk about, but now it's time for me to give my thoughts about this chapter. Now, of course you haven't read the title, it's a new generation. And I'm of course talking about chapter 1 of Boruto! Naruto the Next Generation! That's right, I'm here to review chapter 1 of Boruto the Next Generation, entitled Uzumaki Boruto, starring Naruto Uzumaki's son Boruto. And my goodness, it's just, the hype, it's just so hyped up because this chapter was completely amazing. And what are my actual thoughts about this chapter? It's a bit mixed. Yeah, kind of surprising. Well, for most Naruto fans, it was either good or bad, but to me, when I was reading this chapter, it's a bit mixed. Yeah, not quite the chapter you were expecting, will you? Because for most parts of the chapter, this is just basically a retelling for what we already know in the movie. Well, in case you haven't noticed, this is exactly what is said in the movie. Now, I know that most of this chapter is not really based on the film, but that's only in the first 4 pages. I mean, look at these pages! You have an older Boruto facing against an unknown enemy we don't know and claims that Naruto is dead. And look at Boruto's face! He has a scar on his left eye, just like Kakashi. And this guy having a new curse mark. And look at the Hidden Leaf Village! It's in ruins! The age of the ninjas is over! And does it look like that Boruto is gonna give up? Hell no! He just unleashed Byakugan with his new curse mark and unleashed his sword, which I admit that art style is really awesome. But is it really as bad as what people claimed it to be? Well, depends how you view it. Because if you didn't saw the film, then you find this chapter awesome. But if you already saw the film, then you find this chapter a bit boring because the first 4 pages you were surprised, but the rest you already saw it because there was no point for it to be there, or at least what we already know. Just move on. But for me personally, I find it good. Despite the problems I have with this chapter, you all have to remember that this is just the first, basically telling Boruto's story, not Naruto's, because his story is already over. And while I admit in the end that the chapter is kind of predictable what's going to happen next, we all ultimately agree what Sasuke's decision is. So yeah, we all know what's going to happen next. Now, as for my thoughts about the artwork design for Boruto, well, I admit, when I first read the chapter, I thought this art style was by Kishimoto, but after learning that it wasn't him, I was caught off guard because this artwork looks closely identical to his work. Well, not by the character designs, but the way how it looks, it almost looks like his. But the most controversial one is, I had to admit, is Sasuke's new design. Which I admit, he almost closely resembles to that one character I forgot. He's the one from Harry Potter, and I completely forgot his name. You all know who I'm talking about. But again, we can get used to Sasuke's new design, right? Yeah, that's basically what I thought. Anyways, that's basically what I had to say about this chapter. Now, I know I let a lot of tongue of this chapter that I basically did not explain, but again, there's no point for me to explain because we already saw it in the film, so I don't really have to explain all of it. Such as the whole thing with Boruto argument with Naruto, his squad basically capturing pandas, and not to mention Bolt's little sister's birthday, and about the whole thing with Boruto asking Sasuke to train with him. And not to mention that conversation that Naruto had with Sasuke. So yeah, that's not really much of an explanation since we already know what's going to happen, but what questions me the most is the opening chapter. I mean, how did the Hidden Leaf Village come to ruins? Who is Kawaki? Will he actually get to see him in the Jonin exams very soon in the chapter? And plus, not to mention, did Naruto actually die? That's my biggest question, or at least my biggest concern, because after all the things that Naruto went through from his story, did he actually end up dying in Boruto? That's my biggest question. And plus, not to mention, how did Boruto get that scar? Well, obviously, he got it from Kawaki, obviously. Or, not obviously, but that's what I can expect for now. So overall, this chapter was a bit of mystery, but overall, good. Alright? I know it's a bit mixed, but again, it's still good. But again, what's going to happen in the next chapter? Well, obviously, if we judge it by the most perspective, we're going to see like a train montage with Boruto being trained by Sasuke. That's basically what we're gonna see, and possibly get some shots about him in the Jonin exams by using the ninja tools. Basically, in other words, cheating. And maybe, possibly, maybe we're gonna see Kawaki in the Jonin exams. If not, he make a first appearance in the second chapter. Alright, so basically, I find this chapter good. Alright, so like the video, like it, dislike you didn't like it, if there's anything you didn't agree with me or at least didn't understand what I'm saying, and please be sure to leave your comments down below if there's any thoughts or concerns of what you thought about this chapter, and there's any mistakes or any things I may have left out in the chapter, please say so now in the comments down below. And please be sure to subscribe to my channel because I am so awesome and I'm trying the best as I can for improvements for later future videos, such as this one, alright? So that's basically what I have to say. So thank you and have a good day.